What's this? Could it be? A nice day in Pennsylvania? No. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Justin, and yes, you heard correctly. It is actually a very, very nice day here in Pennsylvania today. How about that? It doesn't happen often, but when it does, we like to do some car things. So regardless of what is happening in the world out there today, it is a nice day here for me to do some car stuff. Now, it's loosely gonna be about car stuff, but what it's mostly gonna be about today is my garage. Yeah, my garage. So, as some of you guys have so affectionately pointed out, the flooring in here needs some work, and there's a couple other things I wanna just clean up, organize, and get this place looking more like something that's fitting for this beast. So anyway, it's first gonna start with some small stuff, or kind of small stuff. So what I mean by that is I wanted to really clean things up, make things a lot more streamlined for whenever I am doing car stuff. I can easily wash the car with the new pressure washer setup that I have. So without further ado, here it is. I've tried to avoid showing this in some of my other vlogs and videos and everything, but this is the setup. It's not 100% complete. As of right now, I just have it mocked up to see if this is gonna work. There's a lot of work to come. As you can see, I am patching the walls, getting everything ready for some paint, and maybe a stencil or two over here of the YouTube channel's name. Then I also have some flooring coming. I've looked into a couple different options and I settled on RaceDeck. So for those of you who don't know what RaceDeck is, there it is. It's a lot like Swiss Tracks, but this is about 50%, maybe even less, of the cost of Swiss Tracks, and it looks pretty much the same. But anyway, like I said, this has been pointed out to me more than once, and whenever we moved into the house, whoever lived here prior to us apparently didn't have cars that kept oil inside of their engines, because it's all over the freaking floor here, and it's pretty much impossible to clean that up without doing something extravagant to the floor. I've considered a couple different options, one of which was Swiss Tracks, the other one was RaceDeck, and then the third option was epoxy. Now, epoxy would actually be the best and easiest way to clean this up, but the problem with epoxy is it doesn't last, or at least it might not last depending on how it's applied and all that good stuff. I don't want to mess with all that. So I think going with something like Swiss Tracks, or in this case, RaceDeck, is the way to do it. As you can see here, they sent me a bunch of different colors that we can go with. I think my options are going to be red, you know, because I kind of like red, and some gray. So I'm not going to do any kind of diamond plate. I'm going to have it all be the vented style here, but that's it. That's what it's going to look like on the floor. It's the same kind of setup as Swiss Tracks. It's got the snap and lock and everything, and then you can just cut the edges to make sure it fits perfectly in your garage. That will cover up my floor. I don't have these yet. I haven't ordered them yet, but it will be coming in the near future. What we're going to focus on mostly in this video is the pressure washer setup. So I had a couple questions from you guys asking me what pressure washer I'm using because of the last video I put out talking about the black vinyl bow ties on the car. A lot of you guys wanted to know how well these things hold up to being pressure washed, and I showed you using this, which is a 1900 PSI pressure washer, and I had some questions about what type of pressure washer that is. Well, I'm here to answer that. This is an AR Blue Clean 630 TSS Hot. Now you're probably going, well, wait a minute, what does all those numbers mean? Well, TSS stands for Total Stop System, and hot obviously means it can accept hot water. Now, the hot water part doesn't really mean a whole lot, but the total stop system does. So what that means is when you let go of the trigger of the wand, this unit actually shuts off and doesn't continue to make noise and buzz and everything like that. Now, the pressure washer is only part of the setup here. I also have a Cox Reels hose reel here holding a 50-foot hose. Like I said, all of this stuff is mocked up as of right now. This is gonna get cleaned up and it's gonna be much better / cooler looking in the very near future, but it is extremely functional, I've found. So there are a couple things I need to do, one of which I think I'm gonna go with a 100-foot hose in here instead, because this reel will hold up to 100 feet. I have 50 right now, and it is enough for me to get out into the driveway and around my car, but I'd like to have more just to do whatever I need to do around the house with it as well. I'm actually going to cut this power cord at the exact length for when I put my power outlet somewhere right around here. Now, of course, we have a jumper hose here. This is made from MTM Hydro. This is a 2-foot. Now up here, we have a couple different quick disconnects. These are all made from MTM Hydro. These are all fully stainless steel with a stainless steel braided hose running down here to my spigot. From the spigot, again, all stainless steel quick disconnects going down into the No Spots Pro deionization system. So this is basically a giant water filter that will leave no water spots when washing the black ZR1. Now, some of you may be looking at this setup and asking why I have the Y set up on my spigot. It is set up this way because I will be having a stainless steel hose over on this side as well for a bucket fill option. So this will just be a stainless steel hose that dangles to about this height that I can put my 5-gallon bucket under, turn this on, and get some water right in there. A pressure washer setup is absolutely nothing without the appropriate pressure washer gun / foam cannon setup. So let's take a look at what I got there. Here it is. So this is the MGM Hydro gun again. This is the SGS 28. So what that means is it's got a very, very nice trigger on it, and it also has a swiveling quick disconnect. So what that means is once I connect that hose to this gun, this will still spin freely and make it less likely that that thing's gonna get all bunched up and caught under the car a million times and all that good stuff. In the tip here, we have a 40-degree nozzle that is a 4.0 sized orifice, which, of course, if you guys don't know a lot of this stuff, feel free to email me and I will educate you the best I can. I have done a bunch of research on this stuff to get this right. And the 4.0 sized orifice is what you need for that particular size pressure washer. If you have a smaller, less powerful pressure washer, you need a smaller orifice size. But anyway, moving on, we also have the MTM Hydro PF 22.2 foam cannon. This is one of the better ones in the industry, so a lot of the professionals use this stuff. I am by no means a professional, but at the same time, I do want my stuff to last, and I like it to look good, and that's what all this stuff is. All these quick disconnects are all stainless parts, stuff that's gonna last for a long time. I'm not gonna have to go and buy this stuff all over again, but this stuff is not cheap. If you guys are interested in any of the stuff we're talking about today, I will link all of it in the description down below, but you gotta kind of be obsessed with this kind of stuff in order to want to spend the money to get these kind of setups. Like I said, if you have any questions about this stuff, feel free to email me or leave them in the comment section down below. I will include all of the information for the pressure washing setup, the wand setup, and even the RaceDeck stuff in the description down below. If you're interested in any of it, feel free to check it out. Shoot me some questions if you have any. But what we're gonna do now is show this thing in motion. I'm gonna wash the car real quick. I've done the videos on car washes before, so I'm not gonna get real detailed in what I'm doing, but I do want you to see how this thing works and why it's a better setup for doing stuff like this. And it's really just as easy as this. Quick disconnect, pop the plug out, and then quick disconnect, pop the gun in. Now you can also see the swivel here of the gun kind of in action. It swivels at the quick disconnect end as well, but once this is pressurized, it won't swivel there anymore. So this swivel built into the gun is the only one left. Now with the Cox hose reel here, you actually have an adjustable tensioner. So this will basically make this thing spin more difficult or freer. So for this part, since we're gonna go ahead and take the gun and the hose out into the driveway, we're gonna loosen that up so it will flow freely. Now I'll just pull the hose. And as you can see, I'm pulling it and it is just naturally spinning off into my driveway. And that's about all the hose I need to do the work out here on my car. So as you can see, 50 feet is more than enough for me, but I want 100 just so I can do things around the house as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up. So as soon as I open this valve right here, everything's gonna get filled up with water. Just like that. So we'll go ahead and turn on the pressure washer and I'll let you hear how loud it is. Not bad. I can't even hear it at all out here in the driveway, so it's definitely not loud. But let me show you how the gun works a little bit. All right, so like I said, once pressurized, this will not swivel down here anymore. It only swivels from the built-in swivel of the gun, so that is very, very crucial in my opinion. It makes the entire hose management a lot easier and it's less likely to get all bound up and stuck under everything. Right now, like I said, I have the 40-degree 4.0 orifice nozzle in here, but there is another stainless disconnect right here. I can just pop that off real quick and put on the foam cannon in its place. So all of this stuff is very easily changeable, and I mean, it even looks great. Obviously, the horsepower obsessed name is not just a name. It is because I'm obsessed with this kind of stuff. I'm obsessed with cars, horsepower, keeping things clean and nice looking. That's why I want to get my garage set up in a way that fits the name. Another important stat of the pressure washer is that it is around 2.1 gallons per minute, and that's especially important with the foam cannon because you get the nicest foam whenever there's more gallons per minute. It's not necessarily just the pressure of the pressure washer, it's also how much water it's putting through. But anyway, like I said, this one's 1900 psi. With the 4.0 orifice size of this particular 40-degree nozzle, it reduces it down to around 1100, 1200 psi, which is very safe for your paint on your car. Let's see it in action. You can actually turn this nozzle here. If you turn it horizontal, the spray is horizontal then. So the car is all hosed down. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the foam cannon onto the gun. So first, with the water on, all you got to do is pop the nozzle off here, and this is a stopper, so there's no water going to come out of here other than what's in the line there. Nothing's going to come shooting out of there because the trigger's not pulled. So you can take that off, and then we'll put the foam cannon on right now. Just quick connect them together, just like that, and we are good to go. So as you can see, it's still a real short style setup, so you don't have to have a 14-foot pole in between you and the actual foam cannon. Real nice and easy. Let's get the car foamed. As you can see, it's real nice and thick foam. Everything's soaped down, wiped down. Now it's time for the final rinse again with the 40-degree 4.0 orifice nozzle. Now, I can't stress this enough, guys. The swivel function of this really helps. So if you guys are interested in any of this, like I said, I'll link it all in the description down below. Be sure to check it out though. If you're a guy who likes to keep his cars nice and detailed, this is the best setup for it. It really is. I mean, it makes it 1,000 times easier and faster to wash your car.